All right, so we're going to start our discussion of syntax with explicit characters and quantifiers. Now, I'm sure you noticed that this course is called Regular Expressions for Beginners and Beyond. If you fall into that Beyond category, you can skip these initial lectures that cover topics that you're already familiar with. Now, by explicit characters, I do not mean characters for adults only, not for children's eyes. I mean characters that have no hidden agenda. What you see is what you get. It's just a letter or other character in a regular expression. So you can actually use a regular expression to search an exact string. And here is an example. It's searching for the string hey. Now, of course, you wouldn't actually use a regular expression in this case. You would just use string matching. But lots of regular expressions have strings in them, so it's a good place to start. So we have reached our first regular expression example in a lecture whose syntax I am going to break down. Now, the breakdown is going to seem like way overkill for this very simple regular expression, but I want to start as I intend to continue. So all lecture examples will be broken down in this way that I'm going to introduce here. They are also all written out in the platform examples on the course repository. And they're all numbered so that you can find them easily in the course repository. So let's just take a look at that. Here's the course repository, and inside is a directory called Lecture Examples. And here you can find examples for grep, which is using it on Linux or other Unix systems, JavaScript, and Python. So let's look at JavaScript. And for here, we're looking at the characters and quantities. And this is lecture example 0, the one that I used in the introduction that I didn't really describe, but it's here if you want to look at it. And then here is our first lecture regular expression. It's hey. And it's numbered here, so it's easy to find. And it gives you an example and some test cases for how it's supposed to work. Again, this is really not necessary for such a simple regular expression, but as the regular expressions get more complicated, you'll be able to look here for examples on how they work on your platform. And if there's a platform that I haven't represented here that you'd like to see, please let me know. I do plan on adding more platforms in the future for this course. If you want to find that course repository, there will be a link to it in the quote-unquote lecture document at the end of the course. All right, so let's look at breaking down this example. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be setting off all regular expressions with these forward slashes. So those forward slashes aren't part of the regular expression, they just mark the beginning and the end. In this regular expression, we have the letter H, immediately followed by the letter E, immediately followed by the letter Y. I told you this was going to be overkill for this regular expression. Let's take a look at what that looks like on regex 101. So let's go back to the JavaScript syntax, where you can see they use the slashes here, and I'll type hey. And you'll notice if I type hey, it matches, great. I do want to point out that the highlighting for showing you what a match is or is not can be a little low contrast, especially in dark mode. So if you're not sure or it's hard to tell, you can always look to this match information here. So if I change it so it doesn't match, it tells you no matches. And if I change it to match, you can see that we have the match information here. All right, so to continue, if I type they, it matches the hey part. And if I type hey with a capital letter, it doesn't match. It's very explicit. It's only going to match these 3 letters. If I type H space E space Y, no matching. Okay, so that is a regular expression with explicit letters, just a very explicit string inside. So as I mentioned before, no one would use a regular expression to do an exact string match. However, this is a good place to start so that we can start building our regular expression vocabulary from here. So let's start to build on that. What if we wanted to match something more than just the word hey? What if you wanted to match the word hey with one or more E's? You match hey, and you match hey. Let's go on to the next lecture where we'll start to talk about quantifiers, how many of a character you want to match.